I'm not sure if this is. Let's start a new stream. Yeah, Valleyfish is here. Oh, I got the mute on. Hey! So, I'm not sure what's up with this thing. It says 0 people are in here, but people are talking. That is weird. Loud and clear. Video look good. Sound look good. Our sound's good. That's good. That's good. Starting off early because nobody I even talked to said they got an alert. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mine says 0 people are in here. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. Hello, Steven Truth Seeker. We're just starting off a little early because I don't think anyone actually got. Oh, you did get a notification? Wow. Hey, Alex Aquariums. So my wife didn't get one. I didn't know if anyone of them got out. I guess only a handful of people get them. Showing 5. I don't know why it's mine. Something's up. I haven't used this thing in, well, since my last live stream, so I don't know. It's making me not happy. Is it showing you how many are in there? See, everyone else says they're seeing 5, but you got 1. Alex. So I didn't know if anyone was gonna actually show up or not. Well, I'm glad you guys did. Just waiting a few minutes here till around 8 o'clock my time for everything people to show up. Because at least some notifications went out, but I don't think too many did. Hi. Oh, thank you, Alex. That looks nice. Chastity, hello. Is that your friend, Valleyfish? There's Scouts Guppies. He was helping me do a bunch of tests before I started the website yesterday. I think that did end up costing me 30 cents, Scott, because the 30 cents per transaction, I guess, is non-refundable. Someday she is my girlfriend. Oh, yeah. I thought that's who she was. Cool. Yeah, those are all, I call them Sakura grade cherry shrimp, but most of the females are fire red quality. Some of the males ain't, but they're still at least Sakura, so I call them Sakura. And what I've done is I put out some algae wafers to make all the plecos and shrimp go crazy. Yeah, 30 cents breaks the bank. I think on the website I get charged 30 cents per transaction. It's like 2.4, 2.9% for the processing fee. So that ain't too bad, I guess. So how many people it says in here now? I'm still getting 0. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what's up. I started the stream, or I set up the schedule. I scheduled the stream, and then like the thumbnail didn't show up, and it was acting screwy. What's my favorite tank? I don't know. This one probably, because it's the one I look at all the time. Thank you, Alex. Share it on Facebook. Got 8 showing up in here now. I don't know why this thing is saying 0, and it says it was working. So, and y'all say the audio and video look good. My favorite tank. Yeah, there is a Nubius, there's like 3 or 4 different kinds of, there's a great big Anubius over here in this corner. Then there's a medium-sized Anubius that's grown huge on this right side. And then right there at the bottom right are 2 little tiny Anubiuses. You can see what the plecos go swooping in and scatter the shrimp. I don't see. Yeah, right there. Yep, that's your pleco right there. Oh, he's hiding. We started talking about him, so he had to go hide. That's one of the big. I don't know if that's my big male. I think it is. Yeah, that's my big male right there on the glass. And then in the middle is moss. And then I also have some Ludwigia over here. So yeah. And then there's another one in the cave there, so. Well, I think that might have been the big guy. Yeah, I just stick to guppies and endlers these days as far as that kind of fish goes. And this tank, the main purpose of this tank is to make a whole lot of shrimp. So, no fish in here unless they're 100% pleco safe. That's what's going on in this tank. This tank is dedicated to make red shrimp. I never see them get crushed. I mean, these plecos have been in here as long as some of them have been in here longer than the shrimp, I think. This tank's about 4 years old now, and they've all been in here since pretty much the very beginning. I think the shrimp, it's not quite 4 years. It'll be 4 years here in like 3 or 4 months. So, the best deal on my website. I don't know. I think all the shrimp are pretty cheap. Probably these red shrimp. I would say $3.50 for a pretty high quality cherry shrimp. That's pretty good, I think. And then the green jades, I have them for only $5. Most places are charging like $8 or $9 for those. So, I think that's a pretty good deal. Well, these are bristlenose plecos, Alex, and they're right around a year's possible, but they reliably breed fairly often when they get to be about, I don't think it's so much age as it is size. They'll start breeding when they're about 2 inches. But when they get to be 3 or 4, you can pretty much count on them to reliably breed fairly often. They are on the website. They are Sakura cherry shrimp, is what I call them. Sakura is the grade, and instead of calling them fire reds like most people would, I assume, is I call them Sakura because the males are a little bit. Not all the males are fire red quality, but most of the females are fire red, or most of them are medium fire red. There's a few painted fire reds in there. Most of them are at least fire red grade. So that's all that. Sakura are the cherries. I think I have them on the website. Sakura cherry neocaridina. That's these shrimp here. Hey, Mr. Helper, Cooper Aquatics. Hello, hello. Fish fam. How's everyone doing? Alright, we're at 8 o'clock now. My thing still says there's 0 people in here. Oh. So my wife will sit here and yeah, $20 for the Skittles is pretty good. And those are lower quality mixed caridina shrimp, but that's pretty good. How many shrimp did I get to start my colonies? Most of them are 10. 10, 12. I think there's a few of them that are 15 or 16. Yeah, my wife's telling me how many are in here. 12, yeah. Jeff and Scott. These are the guys I talk to a lot and help me out a lot. Valley Fish is Jeff. For those who don't know. Need to start making some videos again. 13, wow. New record. What was the first fish shrimp you got? Well, this time around, because I've had fish since I was 7. I had my own 10-gallon tank in my bedroom when I was just a little kid. And my mom would get me the feeder guppies. But when I started all this, and I've had tanks pretty much ever since. But when I started all this madness, having 20-some tanks in my house, let's see, I got the red shrimp, my yellow shrimp, which they kind of fizzled out. I sold a bunch of them and they just quit breeding. I kept selling them and I didn't make any more, and I'm down to like a dozen of them in my super red Pleco tank, and there's probably 30 left in the one tank. I'm not selling them though because they just quit breeding. I don't know why. But those, and then the rainbow tiger endlers. And then before I got all of those off of LR Brett's, and I got my moss. I got my first start of moss on that first order. I think with LR Brett's, Lucas Brett's, I spent like $500 or $600 to get started. That's how. That was with 10. And that was I set aside 2 tanks to give shrimp a try. Like, I'm gonna get these red ones and these yellow golden backs, and then once I got about like 40 or 50 in that 20-gallon tank, then I put like 15 in here, and then this is what's happened. And I've probably sold 1,200 to 1,500 shrimp out of this tank this year, and called out another 3 or 4 or 500. So I've taken out probably close to 2,000 shrimp out of this tank just in the last year. And we still got plenty. Yeah, the Pilo moss. Yeah, it does. I wish I could take credit, but I can't. I just put it in my water and it just goes crazy. It does real good for valley fish too. So, and I've sent Scott loads and loads and loads of it, and he has to put ferts in his to get his to do good in his water. But import shrimp are a very, very bad idea, Jeff. That is because you never know, even if the shrimp are high quality and look really good, first of all, they're going to come in diseased. And they're not going to breed true because these shrimp have been in this tank for 4 years, and I know this is what they get. You're still going. I've never had anything but a red shrimp be thrown out of this tank. So, just some of them are lighter than others, and those are the ones that get called out. Cheap. Oh, you got a spell checking girlfriend, huh? Oh, I got tanks where it looks real good. My this tank don't have quite as high of a light because it's higher. It's a tall tank. I am in Indiana, but yeah, I'm right now. If it's on the website, it's available. I'm shipping it. It's ready to go right now. So like the shrimp, snails, and plants are all good to go in the winter. But like the guppies and plecos, I'm holding off on those till we get some warm spells in March probably. But yeah, everything else can ship. I mean, some people ship even guppies, and I've shipped guppies in the middle of winter, but all it takes is one little hold up and that heat pack fizzles out. They get stuck in the mail another day and boom, they're dead. But with shrimp, it's pretty much if the water don't freeze, they're going to be all right. So that's the good thing about that. Yeah, Scott knows. So my wife's sitting here. Brandy, how many does it say I got now? Because mine still says 0. 13. But yeah, when it comes to imported shrimp, you definitely want to, if you can, go to with homebred shrimp. Preferably me. You like my shrimp? I got a lot, and my shrimp are even cheaper than most imports are. Because like most places like Flip Aquatics, and I don't know, I don't want to single him out. He's a cool dude, but that's all he's doing is buying 10,000 shrimp, hoping 5,000 live long enough to sell. That's what most of them are doing. And then if you get a good seller, a good importer, flipper, they might not be sick, but you're not going to have 100% guarantee. Thank you, Keith. Yeah, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And believe it or not, in another life in my 20s, I was a website developer. Of course, times are way different now. Don't name drop. No, I shouldn't single out Flip Aquatics. That guy, he's really cool. I've never talked to him or met him, but he seems like a nice, genuine guy. But I wouldn't get any flipped shrimp. Because there's guys, like the one, when I imported my black roses, they came in a Taiwan language newspaper. So I don't even think they unpacked them. I think they're still packed up from being in Taiwan. And they were in real bad shape. But they were beautiful. I got about 60 to 70% of them to live, with spending like 50, 60 bucks on meds. And then as soon as I started breeding, it was crap. I mean, that line's crap. The ones I got, the shrimp I got were beautiful, because what they do, they pull thousands upon thousands upon thousands of them out of a pond, out in the rainforest or wherever, pull them out, and then they just sort them, and only the best of the best are the ones that get sold as quality. So even though you have a top-notch, super good shrimp, it come from who knows what. It just happened to be the one of the few good ones. So you're not going to get the consistency. My bucket list? I want to do a big tank with panda guppies. I already have panda guppies, but... And as far as shrimp go, maybe some orange really shrimp, I think. Is there any more questions about the web, or something I want to talk about on the website is my shipping times. So Friday morning is going to be when I put together all the orders and then ship them out as soon as I can on Friday. So as long as I get my fish tanks in the bedroom, yeah. Fish tanks in the bedroom, that's what she's mad at me about now, because I want to do it and she don't want me to do it. So yeah, I don't really have anything like, oh, I want to keep this or that. I just... How's he doing with your kids? He don't know he's figuring out the kid life. The kid life things change a lot. How does the shipping work? Thank you for keeping me on topic. So I pack up my orders and ship, and then when I get them shipped out, anyone who's ordered from me before, I take pictures of their tracking number and send them pictures of the receipt. But now the website has a built-in console thing there where I go through and I'll type in each tracking number. So it'll be like when you order something from anywhere else. I just haven't automated that part yet, which is the next step, where I can print off my own postage labels and stuff like that. But if I start getting a whole bunch of orders, then if I start getting more than like 5 or 6 a week, then I'm probably going to see about automating and printing off my own postage. So that's how that goes. And as soon as I ship them out, they'll be out Friday. And with USPS 3-day, I used to ship on Mondays and there'd be weird holdups. But now that when I start shipping on Friday, they go right through the weekend, because even though you don't get mail on Sunday, like the routes are still running, like the trucks are still transporting the mail across the country, trucks and planes and whatnot. So it's pretty reliable anywhere in the country. If you ship on Friday, you're going to get it Monday, and that works out perfect with the 72-hour heat packs this time of year. And so yeah, I adore him. That's nice. He's a sweet, sweet man. What fish are breeding the best for you? Well, right now I'd say my panda guppies are doing real good. Pirate ship, I used to use it at home. It was free. You can print labels or regular paper. Okay. Because the thing, GoDaddy, is where I got all this e-commerce site set up at. That's where and it's got like Shippo or something is incorporated into it. It automatically ties into the GoDaddy platform, so that it'd be seamless if I did that. I think it's Shoppo or something. I can't remember what it was called, but I'm not sure all that entails. But I can handwrite some labels for now, because I've been getting anywhere between 2, 3, 4 orders every week for a while now. And I figure with the website it'll pick up a little bit. If I get a whole bunch more, then Then I'll start automating that and printing off my own shipping labels and stuff like that. Are you going to do summer tubbing this year? I hope so. Depends on a lot of things. I mean, I want to buy the Tough Stuff 110 gallon stock tanks, I think. I definitely want to do one with the panda guppies and see if I can get my koi guppies to do anything out there. See if I can get some fry, make the water real green pea soup. See if I can get them to live out there, grow out some plecos. Yeah, I hope to do at least 210 gallon tubs, if the old lady will let me spend the money to buy them. But now that I'm reliably selling stuff pretty much every week, there's always got money to spend on fish stuff. And that's how anyone who's bought anything off me the last few months, you paid for this website. Yeah, I plan on get a rebuild kit for my AP100, the diaphragm crapped out on me. So I'm hoping I'm going to run some air. The AP makes lots and lots and lots of air. It'll be boiling out there. There'll be a lot of air. A lot of air. So, what am I missing on the website? What can I talk about the website? Hey Brandy, how many people does it say is on there now? Because it still says 0 on my thing. 14. Wow. Dang. That's pretty awesome. I think that is a record. Most people I've ever had on here before. I think when I did my... Yeah, that's another part of it. Payment details. Moss on wood. What, Mr. Helper, what would you like to know about the payment details? I mean, it's pretty much like any other website. You can either pay with PayPal, and then when you click on pay with PayPal, it transfers you over to PayPal. And then if you pay with your card, you put in the card information right there on the website. And it's all done through PayPal. I have preferred payment. It doesn't matter. The fee structure is the same. PayPal or credit card, it doesn't matter on my end. The fee structure is still the same. The Pleco stomach looks like a face. Yeah, it kind of looks like. I see what you're saying. That's kind of weird on the screen. When I look at it on there, without the screen, I don't see it. But when I look at it on the screen, because it's zoomed out, I kind of see what you're talking about. It's kind of funny looking. You mean what? When you say preferred payment, do you mean what I prefer? Because that's assume. Is there a payment method called preferred? I don't know. But if you're just asking which one I prefer to use, then it doesn't matter. Don Harvey, so congrats on the website. What's the smallest Pleco you breed? Well, the bristlenose Plecos, they're all the only Pleco I breed, so they're all bristlenose Plecos. I mean, some are long fin, some are red, some are blue-eyed lemon, some are chocolate, some are albino, some are green. But all in all, they're all the same thing. I mean, it's like a guppy is a guppy is a guppy. Like a feeder guppy is a guppy. A $100 show quality guppy is a guppy. It's just they're a little. I think the smallest ones, the super reds, might be a little smaller than the regular browns and albinos, maybe, but they're still just albino plecos. I don't really see too many. Yeah, the summer tubbing, I got my summer tubbing in the house, so But I do hope to have some outside this year. I just don't know if I'm going to have. What am I going to do if I have 500 fish? So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I think I like them too. All right, good to hear, Mr. Helper. Thank you for taking the time to stop by the stream and check out my website and consider making an order. I appreciate it. Fish sale, are you talking about the...
That's 500.
Yeah, if I have 500. Fish sale, yeah. Might be panda guppies, $3.99 a pair. Come and get them. Might be. I don't know. But I mean, on my end, other than the website stuff, it just makes it a whole lot easier. There's no clunky middle steps. I mean, I expect orders to pick up a little bit, but I'm still expecting 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, there might be weeks where I get a little bit more, but we'll see. You want to see you mean closet? Yeah, I'm not leaving anytime soon. Unless you've got to leave and you want to see it. How many people we saying are in here now, Brandy? 11. Still got 11 with us. Look at the plecos are making all the shrimp freak out. And I'm trying to think. Any more questions on the website? Can you think of any questions, Scott? Something that I may be leaving out? I'm not sure. And I'm sure someone will think of it after I'm done, but if someone has a question, yes, good point, Brandy. Closet spelling police. I can spell. I just can't type. My fat fingers on the phone. That's my problem. I know how the words are spelled. I just can't type it out. I swear to God, I hit N more than I hit space bar. It's like 80% of the time when I try to hit N or space bar, I hit the wrong one. Water changes. Yeah, but what my wife just said, Brandy. Oh, you want to see me? Oh, good God. All right, I can do that. Here I am. Oh man, my own old lady's telling everyone I'm scary. But what she was saying about the website is there's a little bubble right here, right on the bottom right corner. You can click on that, and that'll tell you. There's a little form you can fill out to contact me. I think there's even another thing below that. Says, how can we help you? Better questions, concerns, type of thing like that. Yeah, there I am. This is my winter look. My Irishman red beard. Yeah, my poor wife, she has to wake up next to this. See. There she is, if I can get it zoomed over. Oh, it didn't. Fell off the tripod. Yeah, and I just trimmed it, I think, in November. Let's see. I don't like showing myself because, oh, look, he's covering her face up. So this is what I look at when I sit in my chair. There's my pond. There's that tank. There's tank on the floor. Tank's up there. Yeah, usually when I start getting old redneck ladies that start hitting on me talking about Duck Dynasty, that's when I know it's time to trim my beard. So. $5 from Scott's Guppies. Pair. Character lifting some weights. So keep it up. Well, the most important thing is having compatible water to be a successful shrimp breeder. Oh, keep it up. That showed up weird on my screen. Thank you, Scott. That didn't show up right on this thing I got on my screen. My wife showed it to me. That should help on the 30 cents. There's no critter eating my shrimp. These are my super red plecos. This tank had like a little bit of a crash this week, but I've got it settled out now. But everything should be good. Oh, the cat. You're talking. Oh. No. The cats, they don't eat them. The cats, this is the dog and cat water bowl, pretty much. That's the cat I don't really like. There's the cat I like. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that showed up.
That one showed up, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chastity. That's appreciated a whole lot. That all gets included into the YouTube money. Yeah. This one on the floor and the dogs drink out of here most of the time because it's colder and they prefer it. It's harder for the cats to get at because that tank over there, I keep it at like 78, 79. And this is only kept at like 71. So the dogs have to like, I think I've seen Ava, the one dog, she like hack a guppy back up. She's trying to drink and avoid eating guppies. Yeah, that's what they do. They drink out of the tanks. See, she's just drinking. No worries. See, look, there's a fish swimming right below. There's 2 of them swimming right below her mouth. 3 of them. She's just drinking. The guppies, they know it's not a threat. How many pets do I have? We got 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a whole lot of fish. Here are the blue jellies. All the shrimp are available on the website, by the way. Anyone is interested. You got 12, Scott? 12 pets? Cats, dogs, what do all you got? I got 2 dogs, 2 cats, and probably 5,000 or 6,000 shrimp. Probably 1,200 guppies. Probably 200 or 300 plecos total right now. Maybe not quite that much. How many fish? Yeah, there's a lot of shrimp in there. The orange ones. The dark blue ones, these are called Blue Dreams. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. There's a bunch of babies in here. Bunch of little babies. She's never started a siphon on a fish tank. Three cats, one dog, a snake. Ugh, snake. Here's some guppies. Still nebulas. Look at how good these males are starting to color up. Young male. Yeah, they don't want to show me their profile. They want to show me their... Oh, yeah, look at that guy. Really cool. No turtles. You gotta remember, I'm trying to breed stuff and I can't really breed turtles. It's like, when you have all, at least for me, I'm not rich, so when I got this many tanks, I gotta try to do it to... That's what's left of the Black Rose line. And there's still some pretty good ones in there. But there's a lot of not good ones. Here are the half black greens. Then we got some red grass down there. Let's see, we talked about, see if I can get any of these guys, if any of these guys are out. Long fin. Lemon blue eyes. And there's a short fin right there, but the guy who gave it to me, well, he come for free with the long fins. Told me it's a long fin or a short fin that has long fin genetics. So we'll see. The full reds from Jeff. Not turtley enough for the turtle club. When taking care of this, that's the good thing about shrimp, is when you get everything in balance and in check, they're super easy to take care of. Super easy to take care of. So that's the good thing about those. Seems like a turtle would be a lot of work to me. Then we got all these tanks over here. And we've got red mosaics. Red mosaic fry tank. There's about 20 fry growing up in there. And short fin lemon blue eyes. They should be close to breeding. I just put a cave in there because they're... Yeah. I don't get the reference to the reference. I'm lame. And then we come all the way. Oh, still got a tank here. The panda guppies, my favorite ones. These are probably my favorite. Of all the shrimp, of all the guppies, these are my favorites. These are so awesome. My favorite ones. Goldfish breeding project. You want to see? I actually have bred goldfish before. We just got a snowstorm just started. Oh wow, there's already a couple inches out there. That is my outside pond, and I used to have all kind. I started off with a dozen, probably had about 60 or 70 at one point. If you go back to my old videos back when it was just my personal page, like 6-7 years ago, I have video. There's a video of the goldfish actually spawning. You got to go back like 6 or 7 years though. So I have bred goldfish. Can you breed betta fish? I never have. I mean, I'll tell you what, since Valley Fish got me on Instagram, Jeff, since you got me on Instagram, it makes me, I see lots of stuff I want to try. And some of these really wild looking bettas are tempting me. And we got one more tank we can look at real quick. Excuse the messy house. There's my youngest child. What are you trying to do?
Logging the Hulu.
I closed the Hulu account. Anyway, and here we've got the green jades and the long fin super reds. He's dirty. He's the dirtiest one by far. The other ones are pretty good, but he grew up to be a little bit dirty. Do you destroy your planted tanks when netting fry? Well, I try not to. I try to leave it as disturbed as... Oh, my wife has Hulu. I close my Hulu. Okay. There's that. There's one of the good long fin super reds. I don't know, that's the dirty one. The smaller female, I think, is really clean. Bud wants to see shrimp. Oh. Well, here's some. Let's see. Let's go take a look at some shrimp again. Green jades. All right, we'll come back over here. Master kitchen. I want to see some. Oh, we haven't talked about the snowballs. Snowball shrimp. Here's those yellow ones I was talking about that I can't really get to breed. And they live with, these are all half black green fry. These guys are about mature now. They're getting to be pretty good size. Then my breeding got a male and 3 females. One of the females is in a drop box. That's all this tank's dedicated for. Looks like that one might drop before the one in the drop box drops. So we'll see. And now I'm just shipping to the United States. Sorry about that. Just to the United States. There's my Sakura cherry. A good close look at them. There's the long fin from Jeff. He's gonna be a boy. I was hoping it was gonna be a girl. He's getting bristles coming in. Bummer. In this tank, I decided to koi. They're being so difficult to get them to drop fry. So just this week, I said I'm going to put a trio of pandas in this tank. And then we've already got fry swimming around in here. So that makes me happy. Let's see. Oh, Bud wants to see some shrimp. Some more shrimp. Let's see. Here are the Skittles mix. All different colors. All mixed up. Those are doing good. Blue Dreams. Glad you like them, bud. There's another pleco. That one right there. Oh, let me zoom in. I didn't know I could zoom in. That one's real nice. That's buried. She's so dark you can hardly see the eggs. You gotta look at them sticking out. Favorite light? I don't know. I like these Aquanites. They're not the best, but as long as they don't get splashed on, they'll last at least 3 or 4 years. Yep, that was the Skittles tank down here. Bloody Marys. Some of these things got, when I cleared out some of the moss, they got cloudy and they were, you see these yet, bud? The blue jellies. These might be my favorite, I don't know. Alright, I gotta quit walking around. I'm losing track of what you guys are saying because I'm worried more about filming. Alright, let's get this back on the tripod here. Oh man, if I can get this back on the tripod. There we go. Bloody Marys and bamboo shrimp. Oh yeah. Cool, cool. Alright. Make you look at me again. I don't know why my thing still says, does anyone watch Mark's Shrimp Tanks? Yeah, I used to watch him a lot when I was still learning. What did I miss, Brandy?
Alex asked what you feed your shrimp tank. Or what you feed your shrimp.
Well, I feed my shrimp. I've got lots of videos about talking about my custom food blend that I use. I made one just like last weekend, I think. So if you go back to that video, you can see in exact detail what I feed them. I get a bunch of different flakes from Ken's Fish. And mix them together, and then here I've been using a food processor to grind it all into dust. What's the max amount of shrimp you can have in a 10 or 20 gallon? I've never had a 10 gallon shrimp tank because the smallest tank I have is 20, but I know I've had probably 400 or 500 shrimp in a 20 gallon. I've heard there's people claiming they've had 300 in a 5 gallon, so I don't know. 125 in the future, you'd have to ask my boss. Ask Brandy. If she says I can put one in the bedroom, that's where it's again. That's the only place I could put one. I want to do a 70 or a 125 and a 75 below it. That's my goal. But yeah, I really like the Ken's food. The premium and super ultra and those lines of flakes are all pretty nice. Now the basic, that's what I started off with, was the basic, and it done all good. But the premium and they're way more. It's a lot more expensive, the premium ones, but it's worth it. It does good. Who's gonna watch their back? Me?
Stephanie said Brady was an assist, and I said somebody has to watch his back.
Oh, I got you.
Like, well, do you miss the question?
I got you. I can't pay attention to everything. Have you ever eaten your no? No. No. I get people joking about that all the time. My cousin always asks about that guy I work with every day. And I'm just like, well, I'm sure you could eat it. It'd be expensive. It'd be an expensive shrimp dinner. You're gonna eat $5. It'd be like $30 or $40 per bite. And that's if you got great big fat old females. Like you can make a little shrimp soup thing out of that whole pile right there, but by the time you got enough to eat, you'd be looking at like $300, $300 or $400 for. I don't even know what they taste like, and I don't know. But no, there's no. Yeah, Iowa fish trip. Yeah, that'd be cool to do that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Vegetarian. Yeah, I'm not a vegetarian, but my motto is, if it lives in the water, I personally don't eat it. So I stick to eating chickens and cows and pigs. Pretty much. I'm picky and boring. I'm picky and boring. Yeah, I say fish are friends, not food. Haha. Yeah. How many does it say we got in here now, Brandy? 14? Wow. Yeah, ask my wife Brandy about tacos and pizza. Yep, Finding Nemo, that's right. Fish are friends. I think these guys are piling up even more. 15. I didn't know I could zoom this in some. Yeah. There's even more of them piled up now. Look at them all in that moss. Oh, 14. So yeah, I guess if there's no more questions about the website, I'll just ask away anything. Yeah, that'd be fun going to Iowa again when it's warm out. Because I think you're even colder than we are. Yeah, so these guys are hardy and prolific. I mean, there's a guy that he bought some shrimp off me, and he says he's bought shrimp from this place, from that place, from 3 or 4 different places, and of course they're all just get them and flip them guys. And some places, I'm not going to mention names, but a couple of these places he'd be lucky. He said he's lucky to get one of them to live. He's had orders that all of them were dead within a week. And he knows what he's doing. Yeah, I think you're right, Jeff, about that dirty longfin. But I sent him, I think it was about, he bought 20 shrimp off me twice. And so that means I probably sent him like 23 to 24 shrimp. And he's only found like one or two dead ones So he still has over 20 shrimp. Did it cost you money to set up the website, and is it difficult? Well, that's a scalable question. In another life, I used to be a web developer in my 20s. And so, while things are very different, because back then I was coding raw HTML code and now everything's done with software. But once you get the layout and get comfortable with the graphics and stuff like that, so I have a pretty big step up on most people. But it ended up, it's costing the website to have it, to do it all. It was like $209 for the year. Yeah. Websites are free. You can have free hosts. I could have done my website on because I showed Jeff and Scott, and there's a few other people I showed the test website. Yeah, there's a lot of people selling really crappy shrimp, Scott. I think that's, a lot of people get a bad rap. I mean, people just say shrimp are dumb. They don't get it because they get crap that die. I mean, some of them it's the tanks. I mean, you gotta have a fully cycled tank and there's certain things in the water that shrimp just ain't gonna work in, like that are toxic to shrimp. But yeah, the e-commerce portion, you're right. You can have a GoDaddy website for free and all that, because I had everything set up. GoDaddy will let you set it all up. I've actually, do shrimp have a sense of humor? Probably not. Yeah, the e-commerce portion, that's what cost me. I pay like 30, I forget what it is. I bought the domain 2 years ago wanting to make a website then. Because when I changed my YouTube channel from just Mark Shelley to Mark Shelley Aquatics, I bought the markshellyaquatics.com domain name. And it just sat there for 2 years and I never done anything with it. And then I got an email beginning of December saying, oh, your domain name renewed for another 2 years. Like, oh, I gotta get around to do something with that. So I did. But then I was like, alright, I'm gonna do this now, finally. So I did it, and then I set it all up through GoDaddy and had the trial site. You can use all their web management stuff for free. But then when you want to, if you actually want to have an e-commerce site or sell anything off of it, I think the e-commerce portion of it was just under 210. It's like 209 something for the year. I don't have any. Are you talking about in your tank, Steven? True Seeker? There's no mono shrimp in here. They're all just the fire red Sakura cherry shrimp. Oh yeah, they ride the plecos all the time. Look at this little pleco. I don't know if it's showing up, but he is smaller than the shrimp. He's trying to get through there to get at the algae wafer that they're all piled up on top of. Huh. But yeah. Oh, okay. When you used to do it. I don't have any mono shrimp. But yeah, that's something I've never had. I used to have, before anyone ever heard of a cherry shrimp, I used to get ghost shrimp and put them in my planted tanks. But that was a long, long time ago. And then for like 9-10 years, all I had was one 20-gallon tank, a guppy colony. That was the only fish tank I had for a long time when all my focus was on my goldfish pond outside. That's what that was about. So yeah, let me think where I leave off about the website stuff. So it was like about $210 for the year. The e-commerce part, that covers the hosting and the e-commerce card processing stuff, and then there's a 30-cent charge for each transaction, and on top of that it's like 2.4 or 2.9% of the transaction cost. So I think today I was looking and I had a transaction for $65, and I think my fee was like $2.12 or something like that. That's how much the fees were. Yeah, they say they never sell their cherries, but the ugliest cherries you've ever seen. Yeah, a lot of people have really bad shrimp that are in really bad condition. So, if you can find a place, if you're here in the U.S., you can always order off of me. But, find a place that don't import them. I mean, that's pretty hard to do. But if you find a club or a local person that breeds them and sells them, yeah, ask for store credit. Yeah, I tell you what, I have not, my plecos, my browns and albinos start off with a lot I got at Petco, believe it or not. And I've had the plecos before I had any of the guppies or shrimp. My first group. Should join Fish Tubers notification. I'm in there, I just don't post in there. I didn't think, I don't know. I need to be, I'm sure my channel would be a lot bigger than it is now if I was more involved. But I guess I'm more or less an introvert. Keep to myself. Probably to my detriment. But yeah. I need to be more involved in the community. But let's see. Something about fish stores. Yeah, I don't go to fish stores because the only ones I know about that are locally, not counting Indianapolis. I'm sure Indianapolis has real good ones, or at least a couple. But I don't like driving to the city. So I always go to the smaller towns around, and everything there's crap. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't do the club thing either. That's not my thing. Oh wow. Yeah, smallest channels. I try to get in some of them, I try to make mine as good as I can. I'm sure my videos, I know I get to stumbling on my words and I sound like a dumb old redneck. But I promise I have a college degree and I'm kind of smart, I think, but I don't sound like it. Yeah, it's definitely out of my comfort zone doing this thing, but I got to liking making the videos, and always joke and say when I'm long dead and gone to my kids and wife, you still be able to watch me talk about fish for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. So that's kind of fun. And it really did just start off as documenting what I did. Kabamba, leopard val, Sylvania, underwater grass, pearlweed. Where do you live at? If you found all that in a creek, Mr. Gromby. Yeah. I'm not really that southern now. I live in Indiana, but very rural Indiana. I'm a rural person. I work in the woods with me and my cousin. That's all we do, just the two of us out in the woods. In your local creek, do you live somewhere south where it's warm? Because we don't have any of that. All we have is up north in Indiana. All we have is stuff that gets great, big, and gross. There's I forget what Florida. Yeah. Oh, you can go out and probably catch an Oscar with your fishing pole. They always do that because there's algae wafers all over and they smell the algae wafers. But if there's no food out, they're in the moss. But look how big this pile is now. Holy smokes. See, they're all trying to get at the algae wafer. There's not that many on that one. Oh, hey, Matt. How you doing, man? How you doing? Glad to have you, Matt. Remember Valley Fish when I did that video with the pond? I did a viewer pond. That's Matt. Sidekick 007. Matt from Muncie. That is alright, yeah. Things have turned up, been in the States. Yeah. You still working at that Tractor Supply over there in Muncie? The chat is like, yeah, I mean, we're an hour and 13 minutes into the video right now. So, yeah, it gets a little bit behind the further it goes. Oh yeah, I just looked out the window. There's at least a couple inches out there already. Over here in Tipton. Probably 3 or 4 by now.
I think it's freezing raining. Yeah.
Oh, they said I think it's freezing raining here. Oh yeah. I thought about I'm gonna do some summer tubbing, and I was looking at some of those 700, 900 gallon kiddie pools. Maybe get 2 or 3 years out of them. But I think I'm just going to go with the stock tanks where they'll last for a long time. Good old busy as hell, the good old Tractor Supply. I live 700, there's a Tractor Supply 700 feet from my front door. You just go 3 or 4 houses down, cross the highway, and there it is. Yeah. I'm well acquainted with the good old Tractor Supply. 16 people? Wow, I'm running out of things to say. If any of you people are new and you have any questions about the website, chime in. Because we've already passed the website stuff long ago. We're just hanging out and talking. But if you have any questions or concerns with the website, go and ask away and I'll address those questions, but not, we'll just keep on hanging out talking. Oh yeah. It can be 100 degrees or it can be -20 where I live. That's degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if you know what that means in Celsius, but it's like, I think 100 degrees Fahrenheit is probably like 35, 37 degrees Celsius. That close to 40, I think. And of course, freezing is 0.
37 degrees Celsius.
Well, my wife says 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37 degrees Celsius. So it gets that hot. It gets that hot here. And then what is negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit? Like, that's probably like
Negative 28.
negative 28 degrees Celsius. Which that don't happen that often, but like 95 happens every year, frequently. Oh, so you know what they are. Yeah, it's cool. You don't have the extremes that we have though, like, but it's pretty much like 30s, 40s in the winter and like 60s in the summer, 60s, 70s in the summer, isn't it? In England. Well, I guess England's a big place, but yeah.
What was it that one summer I had played softball?
I'm in the Eastern time zone. Same as New York. I'm pretty far west to be in the Eastern time zone. So when we do daylight savings time in like June, it's light out here till 10 at night. It gets 100 degrees here with the. Oh yeah. See, my real job when I'm not doing fish tanks is line clearance for utilities. And the company I worked for at the time, I got sent down to Miami to clean up after Hurricane Irma. So I was down there doing tree work after Hurricane Irma, and that's the worst kind of heat there is. That's like Florida. I'd like visiting there, but the job I have, I would never want to do that. A hard physical labor outside job. Nah, this ain't my real job. I gotta work for a paycheck. Thank you though. Thank you. No, this is my weekend. This is what I do for fun because I like it. Maybe someday, I mean, over the course of years, the YouTube channel over 4 years just keeps getting. You like the heat? Yeah. I'm old and fat, and I'm 40 years old and probably 50 pounds overweight. I don't like it. It's horrible. That kind of heat. Now, if you're not working in it, it's all right. Just sitting on the beach, or if you're there vacationing, that's awesome. But yeah. I'm not 50. I'm 40. I didn't say I'm 50, did I?
No, you said you're 40.
Yeah, I'm 40.
And 50 pounds overweight.
50 pounds overweight. Yeah. See, if I didn't have to do my job that I do now, I'd love to live down south, but I wouldn't want to do my job now down south. Or you gotta be outside 10, 12 hours a day in the summer. No. That wouldn't be. Oh. I'm getting old. Oh, you'll be 50 soon, yeah. Yeah. Sweat it out. Yeah, I sweated out probably like 30 or 40 pounds. When was Hurricane Irma? What was that? Was that 17, 16 or 17? Yeah. I was down there as far south as you can go. It's like the people I've talked to about Florida. Like, there's a lot of people that move in our area that live here that have lived in Florida. Because a lot of them, they live in Indiana and everyone wants to go to Florida, and they go down to Florida for so long, and then they're like, yeah, it's one of the things. You wake up one day in April and it's 90 degrees, and then it's 90 degrees every day until October. So, well, thank you. Yeah, it's a good stream. I feel like I need to start doing them more often. It's fun when they go good. Of course, when they flop, they suck, and sometimes they do. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, you can go anywhere. You're talking about North Central? You're talking about Florida? For Mr. Gromby? Yeah, you want it. I'm sure there's all kinds of nasties you can bring to your fish tank. That's another thing when I'll talk about the website again, my shrimp. There's some really nasty shrimp diseases going around that there's no cure for. And so whenever I haven't brought in a new line of shrimp in probably 2.5 years. I think my Bloody Marys was the last line of shrimp I brought in. So that's another way you keep your fish and shrimp healthy is quarantine. And quarantine for like 2 or 3, 4 months, not just a month or a couple weeks. Because a lot of these parasites, it can take 6 months to a year or more on some of these things to even know you have a problem. So that's some advice I can give you. Because my parents, they've had fish tanks since I was a little kid. They got me into fish tanks, but they don't listen to anything. I give them these super nice guppies, and I try to give them some of my plecos, and they just go to some crap Petco Critter Corner. Like, all your fish died. I was like, did you get something from Critter Corner? Or I shouldn't say names. There's a really bad pet store in the town close to me where I grew up and lived until I was 28. I'm in Indiana. I'm right next to Ohio. I'm in north central Indiana. I am, if you know where Indianapolis is, like the Indianapolis 500, the Indianapolis Colts, all that stuff, I am just 30 miles north of that. But then they go and add stuff, and, well, the guy, it's like they just assume, it ticks me off. They just assume the guy making $8 an hour at the Critter Corner place knows more than I do, because that's his real job. Yeah, no, I'm in north central Indiana, 30 miles north of Indianapolis. Quarantine process my 55. Messed up and added fish too soon. Now there's some disease. Yeah, you gotta make sure that tank is cycled. That is really important. Don't add fish too soon. Or if you add fish, just add a couple and feed very, very lightly. Very, very light feed. And if you're in the process of cycling, and live plants, you gotta have live plants if you're doing fish and cycling. That's my opinion. Well, I didn't even see him. That's one of my big old females. The big brown female. Big brown female. I've been talking so much, my throat is dry. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, if you got a guppy disease, yeah, good luck with that. I was fighting internal parasites for a long, long time. I thought I had it beat, and they'd come back. I thought I had it beat, then they'd come back using levamisole. And now, last time I got it completely beat again, I think, with fenbendazole. But we'll see. We'll see if it comes back again. But some of these guppy problems are really tough to deal with. Like one of the tanks I hadn't seen fry in a long time was my Rainbow Tiger Endler tank. I saw fry in there, so that made me happy. That was good. Yeah. So, if there's anyone have any more questions with the website? How many people are here, Brandy? 15 still. Wow. You know, they're sticking around. Usually, I might have like 7 or 8. Last time I tried live streaming for a little bit, but usually there's only like 4 or 5. 15. Wow. I'm running out of things to talk about. If there's any questions, any comments, any concerns about the new website? Have I visited Lucas Brett's place?
17.
Scott just said 18. Yeah. You know what? I probably live like less than 30 or 40 minutes from Lucas Brett's. But I've tried reaching out to him a while back. And he's a weird dude in real life. I mean, I get it though. I mean, I'm sure he's got people bothering him all the time. Heck, even when I spent like $500 or $600, I was like, hey man, I'm only live like a half hour away. I can drive down there and pick him up. No, not gonna do that. It's like, alright. I just sit and wait on the mail. I'll sit in the mail for 3 days. Do you have anywhere to get some filter seated? Oh, you're talking, yeah. I see. Yeah, that's the best thing you do is if you got other tanks, is squeeze out the sponges or rinse it, give them a quick rinse, and then put the new sponge in the cycle tank and put the old sponge in the new tank. You can do that too. That seems to work. Yeah, squeezing a dirty sponge works. That does that. I'm a weird dude. I'm not. He's weird in not a bad way, but he's. I guess I want a big enough benefit for him to give me any time. So. Yeah, stalkers can be bad. I had this woman that used to bother the crap out of me. And my channel ain't even big, so I'm sure he's got his fair share of people driving him crazy. I don't blame him. I don't have any bad feelings towards him, but it's like, man, I just spent like $600 and some. I can't come pick it up. Whatever. I don't know what Lucas Brett's is doing anymore. I haven't watched hardly. I might have watched like his outside pond. I watched one of his outside pond videos, but I haven't watched anything of his in a long time. So I don't know what he's doing these days. I don't have any hard feelings towards him. Just like, tried reaching out to him. He wasn't interested. So I left him alone. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to do it full time. I just don't have enough room for enough tanks. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I mean, he's probably my biggest inspiration on all these tanks. Hey Terry. Like his style of tanks, I mean, he does all the weird no filter stuff and all that. Yeah, LRB, what's his, I don't even know what he goes by anymore. LRB Aquatics, I think is his website. I'm not sure what is. What size tanks I got, I recommend for breeding. Depends what you're breeding. If you're talking about shrimp, how many tanks? Let's see. I think it's 27 right now. And they're all 20 gallons or bigger. Let's see. 15 20 gallon tanks. 8 40-gallon tanks. 2 75-gallon tanks. And 110-gallon guppy pond. The stock tank is 110 gallons. So that's what I've got. Well, all my red shrimp come from him 10 years ago. But I don't know. I don't know what he's even up to anymore. But yeah, I used to really watch his stuff good. Then when he got real big, it just kind of, he'd go off the deep end for a while where he wouldn't do anything. And I don't know. But I wish him nothing but the best. He seems like a good dude. He just don't want to be bothered. I get it. I had a woman, she lived 2 hours from me, and she didn't want to pay the $15 to ship her. I was just going to ship her cheap guppies out of my pond for like $5 a pair at the time. And I was like, okay, so she wanted like 7 or 8 pairs for $40 and $15 shipping. She wanted me to drive or meet her. Like she wanted to meet, she said halfway, but it was really like 20 minutes from her and an hour and a half for me. So automatic water change, I'd like to, but the way my tanks are spread out and the way my house is with the plumbing, and it could happen, but I don't have the expertise to pull it off, to be honest. And I don't know. I'd probably have to hire a plumber, and then it'd be way, way, way expensive. Yeah. Yeah, that's... This woman lived all the way by Terre Haute. And I live north of Indianapolis. It was like over 2 hour drive. So, yeah. I was like, I'm just going to ship them. They'll be fine. When the mail's running smooth, when you're only shipping that far away, they'll get there in 2 days. Maybe. I don't know. I don't work in construction. I work in vegetation management. My job now, I apply herbicide to gas pipeline right-of-ways. That's what I do now. So, I've heard of that Larry D. I don't know where he lives. Where does he live at? Oh, hey, Shannon. Glad to see you stop by. Oh, good. They're doing good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Shannon had some shrimp. that was, what, stuck in the mail for 8 or 9 days. And out of 80 shrimp, I think you said there's, what, 2 that died? Yeah, there's over 80, but yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it, but making it a reality is probably not. That stuff is expensive, and I'm poor. Larry D. I know. I've seen him on Instagram. I don't know if I've ever seen one of his videos. He might be close, because there's a lot of towns, like there's Kokomo. Oh, they didn't die in shipping. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure they lived in little tiny breather bags in the dead of winter for 8 days. That's when the mail. After that last fiasco, because I used to always do all my shipping. Yeah, he's on YouTube. I haven't seen him though. I've seen him on Instagram though. But I haven't seen about the foods I use. You can, I think it's probably like 3 or 4 videos ago. Go back and look at that. There's a food video. I talk about what I feed my fish room. And instead of me trying to explain it here, you can, after this live stream, you can go watch that video. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just use little tiny breather bags. They do have a very low bioload, and I use the breather bags, so that's why they didn't run out of air. I've heard of them living for like a month in breather bags. I was worried about them getting too cold or freezing. It was my main concern, because my heat packs are only 72 hours. I mean, that's the only heat packs I can find that are available, or that I know of. I'm not, if they go longer than 72 hours, they're going to be real expensive. It's just not a viable way to ship. I'm trying to keep prices down, keep shipping expenses low. So that's why I do the USPS priority and have the $15 flat rate shipping. Sometimes, yeah, shipping. Most of my boxes, I use the flat, or not a flat rate, A box, a regional A box. And that, if it's on this side of the country, it's usually about $10 or $11. Sometimes if it's real close and it's real light, it'll be like $9.80. Then the breather bags cost money. The heat pack costs money. The insulation costs money. Heck, last time I bought insulation, it was like $3 or $4 for a big old bag. I go and buy the same bag this time, and it was like $9. So I don't know what happened to the insulation costs. That cellulose insulation. They'd probably be all right if you kept them in the shade. But if they got them, I'd be worried about them getting too hot in a 5-gallon bucket. That would be what I'd be worried about, is them getting too hot in the 5-gallon bucket. So I think they'd be all right if you kept them in the shade. I don't know. The shade in Florida is probably 95 degrees in July. So you never know. Thanks for stopping by, Terry. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting our first snowstorm here. We haven't had a snow bigger than like 3 or 4 inches in probably 3 or 4 years. And I mean, we used to get at least one 5 or 6 inch storm every year. And now we're getting like 5 to 9. Just started this earlier this afternoon. There's probably about 3 inches out there now. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of him living up. I've heard of a guy in Oklahoma that breeds them outside in a pond. I've heard of them living underneath the ice before too. Thanks, Terry. Have a good one. 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Ugh. You gotta wake up that early? Been raining all. Where are you at, Willie? Are you somewhere like Arkansas, Tennessee, Southern Indiana? Up here north Indianapolis, it just turned to snow. We're supposed to get like 5 to 9 inches is what they're saying. And the local weather guy said there's going to be pockets of 11 plus. Just depends how the bands line up. So this will be the biggest snowstorm we've had in. Because even, I mean, we haven't had anything. We haven't had much snow at all. Central Illinois. Yeah. I'm just north Indianapolis. So we're right there on the same north and south line. Yeah. But we haven't had a big, I mean, we used to always get at least one 5 or 6 inch snowstorm every year. And then when you start getting over 7 or 8, then you're really talking a big deal. Yeah, if they can get it in their mouth, they'll eat it. I remember my daughter, back when I just had the one tank inside my guppy colony, she won one of those little fair goldfish. I was like, whatever. I put it in there, and within like 3 seconds of it being in the tank, it ate like a almost full-grown guppy, and it was just a little tiny baby goldfish. I was like, well, this thing's got to find another home. 11 views. Yeah, I think we're getting close to 2 hours. I'm getting ready to cut it off. I just wanted to see if any more people would come in and see if there's anything anyone had questions about on the website. So if that's that, we resolved to talking about the weather. So I think I'm gonna call her quits. I want to thank everyone for showing up. I want to thank everyone for showing up and participating in the live stream. It was a lot of fun. And if you need any fish, plants, check out markshellyaquatics.com. Will do, Shannon. Will do. I tell you what, I swear, all of them are males for me. They all the fry that have been born end up being males, or they're really close. I look hard and hard. I think that one is going to be a female. It'll have like a little tiny dot or something on its fin. And then a month later, I'll find it. It's like, is that a female? And that little tiny bristles coming in. Oh, I'm sure I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm going to be walking through snow for the next 2 weeks probably. Yeah, it was a good one. Thanks again, Scott. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Matt. Sidekick 007. Alex Aquariums, you've been here the whole time. Thank you, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks, y'all, for watching. I appreciate it. Check out the website. If you have any questions, there's a contact me. There's a couple ways to contact me on the website, and I'll answer any questions you might have. Thanks again. Bye.